Hey guys, this is V and welcome to the channel. If you want to see how I DIY this tray and this 3-tier stand, stay tuned and I will show you how I did this. Have you ever been to a store and you've seen something and you're like, I want it so bad, but it's kind of broken? Try to get a discount. In the previous video, I show you how I build a little caddy for those canisters right here. Check out my video. I will put it in my description box. So this tray right here, I purchased it at Ross and it was $29.99. And I really wanted it. I like it. I knew I had pieces at the house that matches that, and it has beautiful fall leaves and branch detail. So I decided to take it to the register and get me a discount. Also, this 3-tier stand I purchased from Home Goods maybe like 2, 3 years ago. I did not shy away from it. This is how it looked, really guppy on the side at the store. And I figured I could get a discount for it. For the tray, that was $29.99. I got it for 50% off. And for the 3-tier stand, I got it for, I think it was $29.99 also. And I think they gave it to me, I think it had to be either $10 or $15 they gave it to me for. And I mean, the wood costs more than that. And plus the detail, that is all metal. So what I decided to do was go ahead and pull it apart and clean off the glue. I think I'm doing the video backwards. What I used was a blow dryer to loosen up the glue and then pop the metal off. And I'm taking just a regular Dollar Tree X-Acto knife and I am cleaning up the glue, and then I'm going to sand my areas. So now after I finish cleaning up the glue, I think later on you will see how I use the blow dryer. So I only show you one. So later on in the video, I'm going to show you how I really took off the glue. So I took the handle off of this, and what I used was just a screwdriver to just pop it off. And now I'm going to go ahead and scrape the glue off of the area after I pull it apart. And now I'm using a little sandpaper to sand it all down. That is, my video is backwards, but I hope you get the drift. This is how the pieces look. This one is stuck on there, and this is how I got it off. I used my blow dryer, regular blow dryer. If you have a heat gun, you could also use that. And what that does is help the glue to soften. And now you could just go ahead and you see I'm easily just peeling it apart. Now I'm using a screwdriver to just pop it off, and that's how I was able to get the glue off of it. And I'm going to scrape it down to the bone of it to get every piece of glue off, because I want my piece to sit flat and nicely snug for years to come. So as you see, the glue is just coming off because it's soft. So I'm just being able to warming it up, just be able to just scrape it all the way off. And guys, don't shy away from a faulty piece that you may see, the discount and the things you may have at home, to just put it together, because I'm going to use liquid nail to put the piece together. And I kind of doubled the video, but you get the drift. I'm showing you twice. So this is how I got this off. I use a screwdriver and just lift it all up. This is the way it looked. And this is like it was shown earlier, just scraping it off. And I'm getting everything off so I could have a snug fit. So, and again, I'm sanding it. It's only one side that was broke, well, that was damaged. But somehow my video was double, so we're looking at it again. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off all of that. That is what came off of the 3-tier stand. And I'm going to use my sander. I'm going to go outside and use my sander on it, and then use liquid nail to put the pieces back together. So here they are, all sanded down and clean. I'm showing you each one. I already taken them outside. So now we're going to start on the tray itself. So I have these glue. I always, when I go to the hardware store, I always go in the as is section and see what they have on sale that I could use. Most time it's 50% off. And I bought some liquid nail. I have a bunch of them that I got for, I think they were like $0.99, and I got them for like $2. $2 or $1.50, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fit this one in here. I am putting a hole, opening the little plastic that seal the cap, wipe it off, and then put it in the, I think this is called a gun, I'm not too sure. So as you see, I push the liquid nail further up, and I clean it with a bit of a rubbing alcohol. And what I'm going to do is just put a couple dabs, because I want it to snug tight, and just couple dabs in between. I'm putting it on the top one because it's easy for me to control it this way, then put it on the bottom one, and then I can't see it while I'm putting it down. So I could have used the Emerald's glue, but I didn't. So now I am putting it in place. I'm putting a little bit at the edge. Sorry that I'm not in full frame. So I'm going to fit this in there, and then use whatever I could find, and then hung it in place. And when I say whatever I could find, yeah, whatever I could find. I didn't feel like going and get a hammer. So I'm tapping it in place to fit in between. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my drill, because I'm going to add some screws to the piece to have it held in place properly. So I'm going to use my drill bit that is a little bit bigger than the screw head that I'm using, because I want to anchor the piece in the bottom, that when I put the wood filler, you wouldn't be able to see it. Now I have these clamps, and I got it from Ross. I had thought to use the clamps on there, but it was not working for me. Eventually I will show you what I used. I end up using, just putting each one on top of each other and just using a bottle. But this is where I am going to use the drill bit to drill the holes. I'm going to do, I think, 3 holes. On either side, and then use the height, the screws that I'm going to use for that height on the rail of the wood. So I'm checking to see if my screw head anchors into the hole. So now I'm going to use a bigger drill bit, larger drill bit, to make sure that I have my area wide enough so the screw could anchor in the bottom. So I could have a clean, flush look. So now I'm screwing it in place, and it anchors. It goes all the way to the bottom. So guys, I just love sensible DIY that are practical, and I always think out of the box in terms of what could last the test of times. So I go for pieces that is very practical, like I said, practical DIYs. And as you see, I'm not scared of a tool. I will fix it. So this is how it is looking. The handle is in place. And all I have to do is go ahead with the wood filler and fill them all in. I'm showing you the endless glue, but I did not use it. I'm using liquid nail and I'm going all around the piece and I'm using it just enough that I wouldn't have a lot of spill. I will have some spill, but I'm going to clean it up like right away. So this is the first one. And make sure my edges lined up. And I was going to use the clamp, but I did not end up using them. Sorry, I am out of frame, but you get the gist of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. And I make sure that there was no glue left. So I'm going all the way around and I'm using enough but not too heavy that I have too much of a cleanup. So here it is, another one, and I'm doing my cleanup as I go. I'm using the same rubbing alcohol that I used to clean off the piece before I added the glue to it. So here's my cleanup. So eventually I will turn each one of them on each other. And here I am putting a Kahlua, a big bottle of Kahlua on it. I will end up moving it and put a vase on it. But for now, that's what I did. So guys, here is the finished piece. I used some wood filler and I'm going to let it dry and then sand the piece down. I also going to use some oil, some natural oil to preserve the piece to keep the naturalness of the wood. I have to put a little bit more wood filler in this area right here, but guys, the holiday is coming up and you're getting your stuff out. This is the tongue oil that I use, and that's the brand name of it. And you could get that from any hardware store. And now we're going to put see, I end up putting the vase on it. Now we're going to put the 3-tier stand together. So this is the base for it. And guys, yes, for either 2 or 3 years, I had this and I had to do a DIY on it. But finding the tray, it gave me the incentive to put the 3-tier stand together. And I just had it stored and now I taken it out and this is the way it look. I just love it when a good old DIY plan come together. So this is the 2 and I'm going to put the 3rd one on it. And guys, when you're storing your stuff away, make sure you put the pieces together because 3 years later, I could go back and make sure that my pieces are together, that I could do my DIY. And this is the way it looked. This would look great being displayed with some dessert. It could be a stand for the holidays. You could put a bunch of food on there. Here is the tray all finished. Come back in another video and I'll show you how I make that riser. Guys, if you like what I'm doing here, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification that when I upload videos, you'll be one of the first to be notified. I appreciate you all for watching. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about my DIY. Bye for now.